God is sovereign. Well, if he's sovereign, then why does this stuff happen? Because he gives us the free will to make some choices. And in that free will, originally, the first people, Adam and Eve, they chose to sin, to do the one thing God said, you can do anything you want to do except this one thing. Don't do that one thing. They chose to do the one thing they couldn't do. And with that came sin. Death, the curse of sin and death, all that has happened because of that. You and I have a choice to sin. We can choose obedience. We can choose disobedience. We can choose to trust God. We can choose not to trust God. All those things are our decisions. God gives us that opportunity. Sometimes say, well, no. God's determined everything already. And there are people who believe that. People who love God who believe that stuff, right? And just practically speaking, we have to argue that, I would argue that's not true. And I can give you lots of examples of what I would say makes it not true, okay? And they'll argue that with weird stuff, right? And I could pick up this podium right here, and I could pick it up, I could just throw it into the crowd. And we could probably assume that's probably not God's will for today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's probably not God's will. And God, so just so you understand, God can do anything God wants to do. And I've seen God do bona fide miracles, the kind of things you just can't debate anymore, right? I'm not talking about, sometimes we talk about miracles and we talk about like, it's just kind of a cool thing to happen, like I had a bad headache, I took an aspirin, I don't have a headache anymore. That's not a miracle. You may feel like it was, but it wasn't, right? That just, that's called medicine. Anyway, I've seen bona fide miracles, right? And many of you have. So that God does things like that are not explainable outside of miracles, right? I've seen cancer. I've seen God do miracles in lots of ways, lots of areas. So if I pick the podium, I fly it into the air, God could stop me anywhere in the process. I could freeze, right? Right? Or God could stop it midair. There's lots of things God could do. God does things all the time. And many times we don't even see what happens. Right? I don't know that we know all the things how God intervenes in our lives on a given day or week or month or year or lifetime. I don't think we know that. God can do what God wants to do. However, most of the time he doesn't choose to do that. He's sovereign. And within his sovereignty, he can invoke whatever he wants to do. I'm going to make sure you do this way. But very rarely does he do it that way. He almost always gives you the right to choose.